I'd like to call this village board meeting of Thursday, August 8th, 2019 to order. Would the clerk please take the roll?
President Jackson,
Here.
Trustee Schmidt,
Here.
Trustee Sullivan,
Excuse.
Trustee Light,
Here.
Trustee Meritato,
Here.
Trustee Pojek,
Here.
Trustee Schroeder.
Here.
Would you all please rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Trustee Schmidt, are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay.
The Glendale Heights Police Department is hosting their 22nd Citizens Police Academy beginning Tuesday, September 3rd. Enrollment is free and open to citizens 18 years of age and older who live or work in Glendale Heights. Applications for enrollment can be downloaded and printed from the village website. For more information, contact the police department's non-emergency number at 630-260-6070. The Village of Glendale Heights remembers Patriots' Day on Wednesday, September 11th, with a silent parade of first responder vehicles, followed by a candlelight service at 7:15 p.m. on the front steps of the Village Hall. Please join Mayor Jackson, our Village Board of Trustees, police and fire personnel, neighbors, and friends as our community comes together for a moment of silence and reflection on Patriot Day. And we remember those we lost on September 11th, 2001.
Thank
For
you.
more information, please call the mayor's office at 630-909-5303. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Trustee Light,
Thank you, Mayor.
you're welcome.
The Village of Glendale Heights is revving up for the 37th annual Show and Shine Car Show and Swap Meet at Camera Park on Sunday, September 15th, from 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. There will be 19 classes of vehicles on display, along with swap meet, food, music for families and kids. New this year, we'll be featuring a Car Club Specialty Trophy. Car clubs need to have 5 or more to qualify, and each vehicle must pay their own entry fee. If you're interested in registering a vehicle or signing up to be a swap meet vendor or crafter, please visit www.glendaleheights.org/carshow to download a registration form. And please, I look forward to seeing everybody out there.
Thank you, Mike. Clerk Schmidt,
Thank you, Mayor.
you're welcome.
The Glendale Heights Center for Senior Citizens is looking for medical equipment donations. The center will accept an array of equipment ranging from wheelchairs to crutches to bathroom equipment for seniors. At this time, the center is specifically looking for walking canes and quad canes. The donated medical equipment is provided to seniors who are in need. If you have medical equipment you wish to donate, please contact the Center for Senior Citizens at 630-260-6050. Thank you.
Thank you, Marie. Trustee Meritato,
Thank you, Mayor.
you're welcome.
The next coffee with the mayor and the village board is scheduled for Saturday, September 7th, from 10 a.m. to noon at the Center for Senior Citizens. If you have any comment, suggestions, or questions for the mayor or the village board, please call the mayor's office anytime at 630-909-5303. If you just got done cleaning out your basement, attic, and garage, and looking for a place to sell your stuff, then join us for the 15th Annual Community Garage Sale on Sunday, September 15th, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Camera Park. If you have nothing to sell, then come out and shop for bargains from many different sellers. For registration information, contact the Sports Hub at 630-260-6060. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Trustee Pojek.
Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
Come out to Camera Park September 12th through the 22nd for Oktoberfest, sponsored by Schnitzelplatz and the Village of Glendale Heights. Enjoy authentic German food and drink, live bands, dancing, entertainers, and other family-friendly activities. Enter for a chance to win a trip to Germany, which will include a special brewery tour. For more information, including hours, entertainment schedule, and admission fees, visit www.glendaleheightsoktoberfest.com or call 230-323-577-3893. The Glendale Heights Historical House, located at 311 Windy Point Drive, will be open for tours on Saturday, August 10th and September 28th between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. Your nostalgic clock will be turned back to the way things were over 100 years ago, as you see the working pump on the kitchen sink, wood-burning stove in the kitchen, oil-burning light fixtures, and the player piano in the front parlor. Read all about the history of the Glendale Heights in the exhibit hall, where you will learn about the original settlers from the 1830s to the incorporation of the village of Glendale Heights in 1959. For more information on historic house tours, please contact the mayor's office at 630-909-5303. Thank you.
Thank you, Chester. Trustee Schroeder.
Thank you, Mayor Jackson.
You're welcome.
Glendale Heights 2-0 Aquatic Center's last day of the season is Monday, September the 2nd. Postseason pool hours will begin August the 12th, when the pool will only be open on Saturdays and Sundays from noon to 7 p.m. Come out and take a dip in the pool, hang 10 on the flow rider, surfing stimulator, and enjoy the exciting water slides and diving complex. For more information on the Glendale Heights 2-0 and the postseason hours, contact the Sports Hub at 630-260-6050. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mary. Next thing we need to do is change the village board and committee of the whole meeting from August 15th, which is next Thursday, to August 22nd. So if everybody would please mark their calendars. And there are 5 Thursdays in the month, so it still gives us the 2 weeks between. Number 3, we have a proclamation to proclaim the month of August as Muscular Dystrophy Awareness Month and light it up green for MD. So if there are no objections, I will sign the proclamation.
Go for it.
Thank you. And next, Keith,
Thank you, Mayor.
would you like to start us off about the Camera Park Master Plan ASLAD update?
I would love to. Thank you for this opportunity. As everybody knows, we are currently in the process of updating the Camera Park Master Plan, and one of the things that has come about with that master plan update is an opportunity to apply for an OSLAD grant. And so I wanted to give a brief update so the community has an opportunity. We showed off some of this information at National Night Out. We had a great turnout, got some great information back from some residents. And what we want to do is kind of share with that, share with everyone where we're at with the update with the Camera Park Master Plan and update on the OSLAD and what we're trying to do there. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Doug Fair from Hitchcock Design Group. He's actually the one that's been, he makes the pictures look nice for us, and he's the one that's going to kind of walk us through the same information that we had out for the public on National Night Out.
Thank
Before
you.
he speaks, Keith, OSLAD, can you, because it's an acronym, can you
I'm going to let him
Okay.
give the official term.
You want to give it a shot?
No.
Open space.
Open Space Land Acquisition and Development Grant.
Thank you.
Thank you, Keith, and good evening, everyone. Happy to be here to speak on behalf of a very exciting project for Camera Park. As Keith noted, we're consulting planning and design firm tasked with updating the master plan for Camera Park. And as part of that update, we have the ability to apply for an OSLAD grant with this. And the master plan currently is in the work, in process, but the more finalized portion of the master plan is the part that will be submitted for the grant.
Yeah, I was going to say, we can't hear. Switching.
No.
Is this better?
There we go.
Okay.
Much better.
All right. So the boards that I'm about to run through are what was presented to the community this past Tuesday night for National Night Out.
And we did put a copy, so everybody has a copy in front of them. So if you can't see the board here, that's a close-up version.
Excuse, is this an add-on from when we had the first meeting, Keith?
Yeah, these have been, so we had our first community meetings, and so these are changes that have occurred since that meeting.
Yes, and we're also speaking to the PATH children tomorrow.
Correct.
To get the children's input.
Not etched in stone yet, right? These pictures and that.
No, this
Okay.
is
Correct.
simply a preliminary proposal and kind of gives you a vision of what we see for Camera Park.
The plans overall are strictly conceptual.
It's not working, Nick.
Still working? Okay. So like Keith said, I'll run through the boards, starting with the first sheet in front of you and on the screen, the overall site master plan update, and the core of the improvements are shown on the two sheets that follow, near the existing restroom and concessions building and existing playground. But before moving on, to point out on this sheet, new amenities will be a 9-hole disc golf course that is routed around and through Camera Park, avoiding existing use areas. We're also providing additional pathway connections. Camera Park, as you know, is a highly used park for trails and walking and biking. So these new trails add to that and allow for better connectivity within the park. And the last areas that you to point out before moving on are north of the pond and wetland area. We are along a new path that we're proposing there. We are showing 3 educational zones to provide a little bit more interaction with the pond and the wetland area. Keith, should I move?
You want me to do?
I mean, I can do it.
No, I got it.
Okay. Okay. The next sheet is the main plan that will be submitted as part of the OSLAD grant, and what we're referring to this as the core area enlargement phase 1. Within this phase, the existing building, the restrooms and concession building remains. Just to the west of it is a new outdoor fitness station that will house 4 to 5 various fitness equipment. South of there is a new challenge course, keeping with the outdoor fitness theme. Moving your way south, you see the new playground, and we're calling this a fully inclusive playground, and it will feature pour-in-place rubber cushioning surface, so that makes it more ADA accessible and inclusive to all children. The skate park and the basketball courts, those remain as is. What we're proposing are better access paths to it, not just from the parking lot, but from the south side of that area from the existing pathway there. Adjacent to the new playground, we're showing a shade canopy structure for some shade seating within this phase, and the circle area to the right of the playground is where currently within this phase it will be an open lawn grass berm area for children to run up and down. But in later phase, in the future master plan full build out, it will be the location for a new restroom and storage building, and also will be have mechanical storage and equipment for a new splash pad, which will be located where the existing building is now. And you can see that better on the next page.
Have a pointer, Doug? Want to use the pointer?
So the next sheet is again the core area enlargement, but the full master plan build out. What's changed from this plan, from the previous plan, is what I just mentioned, the new restroom building and mechanicals for the splash pad. That will be located adjacent to the east of the playground, and the splash pad, which will be roughly 5 to 7 in-ground and fixed components, will be located where the existing restrooms and concessions building is now. I forgot to mention on both plans, as part of phase one, you can better see on these enlargements the new pathway that we're showing going on the north side of the pond and wetland area to provide some educational opportunities for park visitors. The sheet that follows is strictly character images to represent what some of these features that are shown on plan may look like once they're fully built. Colors and scheme will be figured out later, but these represent the key components of the plan. With the initial community meeting that was held beginning of last month, early part of July, we came to the public with 2 boards, and after receiving feedback, we consolidated that down to 1 board based off of what did not seem to be appropriate fits for the update to Camera Park. And the last 2 boards are conceptual renderings that we received from a playground vendor that we work closely with on various projects. This is by no means what will be installed or built at Camera Park, but it's just provided to show an idea of what something scale, size, and kind of the general look of what the playground can be for the new playground at Camera Park. That's all the boards I have. And again, with that, I'll open it up to any questions.
I don't know, I'm gonna ask you.
Mike?
No.
Chester's up first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Who's first? Who's on first?
You go.
Okay, I'm on first.
Chester's on first.
Regarding this grant, and I'm looking on this field here, you got 3 cricket fields? Did you add one, or is it?
Those are already in place.
Those are existing, yes.
Those are
Have
existing.
3?
Yep.
Yes.
And Oslet is open space land acquisition, what's the D?
Development.
Development, thank you. That's all I have right now.
Mike?
My turn, thank you. Within this grant, I know this, one of the, functions of this park is the entertainment, area of this. We have our fest there, we have many festivals there. Was there any movement for maybe adding amenities for possible festivals, maybe like a bump out so that a, stage can be put farther towards a little more away from the parking lot, or maybe more power access, or something to make it easier for the festival goers?
At this point, we're not finished with the update. For the OSLAD portion, that would not be a part of it. It is strictly those 5 or 6 amenities that fit within the OSLAD requirements. They have certain requirements that go in that. The remainder of the plan, we still have about 25% of the plan to continue and to finish up. Those are all things that are still optional and still up for proposal. I wanted to be clear, one of the things is this is not the final plan, okay? We do have to go out for the OSLAD grant, so we have an idea of that core area that fits those. The total Camera Park will come back, and you'll get to see what the final proposal looks like and get to see everything in its final stage. None of this is going to be done without your approval. This will all come back to you. So playground structures, everything has to come back to you through the process.
Okay.
Pat?
Keith, that open space that we were talking about by the golf course,
Yes.
did we decide to put anything there, or are we gonna leave it? I'd like to leave it.
The plan right now is we don't have anything additional in that area of the park other than some additional lighting on paths.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about, maybe some picnic tables, some lighting,
Yeah,
you know, for the residents.
that is not currently under any sort of
okay.
thought for
Okay.
development.
Okay, good.
That would be part of the master plan.
Correct.
For Camera Park.
Bill?
Keith, do you have a guesstimate as to what the entire project will cost? And how much of this would be funded by the grant?
So the answer is, I have a preliminary estimate based on work that's still being completed. So to answer your question, to say, yeah, it's gonna cost this much to do everything in the plan, I have a preliminary number that I really don't wanna share because it's not final, or it's not even close to final. I will tell you that the structure for the OSLAD portion that we came up with, which we are fairly solid on that number, is right around the $800,000 mark. The OSLAD grant is a matching grant, and the grant is for $400,000. So when we designed what we designed it with that thought process in mind. The rest of the park would really be determined. We still haven't finalized like the splash area, and that'll determine how much more money there is. I have a preliminary number that's about 1.2, but that's really preliminary, you know. We all need to get back together and see all the amenities and everything that's gonna go into that before we finalize that budget, which, by the way, that money is not budgeted, so we would have to still come back for that as well.
Okay, so the grant would be roughly, based on what you're saying there, about a third of the total cost?
Of the total, if we stay where we're at right now.
Okay.
Mary?
Is there a time frame on this grant?
Yes.
You know, sometimes when the government gives us a grant, we have to have it completed by a particular date.
Sure. The OSLAD grant for Camera Park will be submitted the end of next week, August 16th. And from there, the Illinois Department of Natural Resources gives a rough 4 to 6 month evaluation period before notice of award. After the notice of award, and once there is a signed agreement in place between the village and the DNR, there is a 2-year window to have the plans further developed, bid, and constructed.
Did you say a 4 to 6 months?
For evaluation for the grant.
Oh, evaluation.
And then after that, once awarded, the village will have 2 years to complete the project.
2 years? Oh,
Correct.
Thank you.
Chester?
I don't know if this is for Doug or Keith, but on all these playground structures, each one, can you put a cost on these here so we have something to look at with the next meeting or whenever?
Something we could look at. That's something we could look into. But those are more, and what you see on screen and on those images there are strictly conceptual, just to give an idea.
Yeah. And I have one more question. I'm picking on the cricket fields. Are all 3 used all the time?
They are,
All 3?
yes.
Yep.
Wow. 'Cause Pat didn't even know we had 3 of them. Because I asked him, he says, no, we don't have 3, we got 2.
We have 2 that are used that are the main ones. One of them they don't play as many games on. It's more practice.
One's a practice and 2 fields.
2 fields, but they do play games on the other one.
Okay. That's all I have.
Anybody else have any questions?
I do, Mayor.
Pat?
I just want to let everybody know that what you see here and all the toys and all the things, is just nothing set in stone because
Right.
we have to sit down and figure out what we're gonna put in the park. So I mean, by looking at these pictures, that's just something that he threw out there that may not even be in the park.
Right.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, we purposely do that so that when the kids were coming around and looking at the pictures, it's not just a big blob that says playground, but this is an actual proposal from a company, but it's not the proposal that we have to go with. It's just something to show what it would look like filled in.
And just to add, we have to go through, as everyone knows, a formal bidding process and with alternates so that we can make with the board those final decisions and the Parks and Recreation Committee, the final decisions based on where the bids come in.
My
As far as the public input, we're using kids as well, adults.
So, yeah. So we had the preliminary meeting in July, and then we had, I want to say, about 40 people come through as well at National Night Out. It gave some really good feedback. Actually, we've made some adjustments since the meeting there to move a couple of pieces of equipment. I'm also showing it to my PATH program. We also put it online and received numerous comments from the public on different things that they liked, didn't like. And the plan is for after this meeting to put this online as well again, to continue to get some additional feedback now that we kind of have a little bit more to it. And so my hope is that it'll be online no later than Monday, but hopefully tomorrow on our latest news section. And we'll kind of do the same thing. We'll limit, kind of give a time frame so we can take input back in regards to the total master plan and anything that goes in addition to that. The only part that we are submitting is that phase one, the first picture that they showed on that. That would be something that we have to put through now.
But it'll give the public time to respond.
Absolutely.
At least, the park is for them,
Absolutely.
So I'd like them to have that shot at it at least. Perfect.
And I just wanted to add to that, to point out what gets submitted for the OSSIDE grant. There is some flexibility. It's not, once it gets submitted, that's what it is and what it has to be. After being awarded, there is some flexibility to move around and swap out amenities, but with the DNR's approval.
Is that 400,000 cap on the grant, or is that flexible, or what?
You can certainly go over, but the 400,000 is the cap for the match.
That is the cap.
That is the cap.
Okay.
Any further questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Well appreciated. And anybody out there watching this on TV or whatever, if you have ideas, suggestions for this, please send them in. Put them on the internet. Come in and talk to us, call a trustee, whatever. We're always very happy to get suggestions. Okay, next we go to public discussion of agenda items. If there's anyone in the public that wishes to address this board on an agenda item, please step forward. Being none, you have the consent agenda before you. What is your pleasure? Trustee Meritato.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Pojek?
Yes.
Trustee Schroeder?
The consent agenda is approved. Old business, number 1, is an ordinance to rezone the property commonly known as 1 East North Avenue in the village of Glendale Heights, Illinois. This was tabled at the June 20th meeting, and now we need a motion to take this off the table. And can we do the other two at the same time?
Can, Mayor.
Since we have 3 items on the table, the next one that needs to come off the table is an ordinance granting a conditional use for planned unit development for 1 East North Avenue in the village of Glendale Heights, Illinois. That's for Venture 1, and that was also tabled at the June 20th meeting. And number 3 is a resolution to approve a certain plat of re-subdivision entitled 1 East North Glendale Heights subdivision in the village of Glendale Heights, Illinois. And that was also tabled at the June 20th, 2019 meeting. So is there a motion from someone to remove all 3 of these from the table? Trustee Schmidt.
I move that we move all 3 items from the table for consideration.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, they are all removed from the table. No, I really want to do these one at a time.
Yeah, you do.
Yes. Okay. Next, we have the ordinance to rezone the property commonly known as 1 East North Avenue in the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois. This would be ordinance number 2019-49. Trustee Light.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call vote. Trustee Light.
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Pojek?
Yes.
Trustee Schroeder?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Ordinance 2019-49 is approved. Next is an ordinance granting a conditional use for a planned unit development for 1 East North Avenue in the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois. This is Venture 1. This would be ordinance number 2019-50. Trustee Meritato.
So moved.
Second.
And
Discussion. Roll call vote.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Pojek?
Yes.
Trustee Schroeder?
yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Ordinance 2019-50 is approved. Number 3 is a resolution to approve a certain plat of re-subdivision entitled 1 East North Glendale Heights Subdivision in the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois. This would be resolution number 2019-R-60. Trustee Schroeder.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call vote.
Trustee Pojek?
Yes.
Trustee Schroeder?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Resolution 2019-R-60 is approved. We now go on to new business. Number 1 is the motion to waive first reading on new business items number 2 through 6. Trustee Schmidt.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? First reading is waived on items, new business number 2 through 6. Number 2 is an ordinance of the Village of Glendale Heights, DuPage County, Illinois, to waive bid and accept proposal of R.W. Duntman Company for the parking lot paving program for College Park, Nazos Park, Circle Park, and Ullman Park in the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois, and to ratify the execution of a contract between R.W. Duntman Company and the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois. First reading has been waived, so this would be ordinance number 2019-51. Trustee Light.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. Trustee Pojek.
Keith, on these paving lot programs, which ones are you going to do all of them at one time, or
Yeah, we're gonna
what
be-
order? You know,
I'm gonna turn that over to Rachel.
is that
They'll all be done in 2 days, approximately.
pardon?
They'll all be done in 2 days. They'll grind them all on one day and overlay them the second day. So they should be done in 2 or 3 days max.
All the parking lots
The
in 2
four
days.
the 4 that are in here, yes.
Because I've been getting calls on College Park, and I'm surprised we're doing that one, but it's got to be done.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you. 2 days, good.
We need to take a vote. Any further discussion? Roll call vote.
Trustee Schroeder?
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Pojek?
Definitely, yes.
Ordinance 2019-51 is approved. Number 3 is an ordinance to amend a previously approved planned unit development known as High Grove West for the property located at 175 West Army Trail Road in the village of Glendale Heights. This is for the Target, and this would be ordinance number 2019-52. Trustee Meritato,
So moved.
Second.
discussion. Trustee Pojek,
Joanne, this is for you. They never moved that rack. Remember I mentioned that cart rack?
Yes, we will remind them. They may be waiting until they do this construction, but we'll remind them to move it.
Okay, I just thought maybe they're not going to do it.
No, we will remind them.
All right, thank you.
any further discussion? Roll call vote.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Pojek?
Yes,
Trustee Schroeder.
Yes.
Ordinance 2019-52 is approved. Number 4, an ordinance to approve and authorize a sign variation for Target Corporation at 175 West Army Trail Road in the village of Glendale Heights, Illinois. This would be ordinance number 2019-53. Trustee Schmidt,
So moved.
second.
discussion. Roll call vote.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Pojek?
Yes,
Trustee Schroeder.
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Ordinance 2019-53 is approved. Number 5 is an ordinance to amend Chapter 6 entitled Noise Control of Title 5 entitled Health, Sanitation, and Environment of the Village Code of the Village of Glendale Heights, Illinois, and this would be ordinance number 2019-54. Trustee Pojek,
so moved.
Second.
discussion. Trustee Pojek,
I got a question. Noise control, what are we trying to do? What's,
Jennifer's not here tonight, but for the golf course, in order to accommodate the early golfers, we've been, of course, mowing at 5:30 in the morning. This is just cleaning up the ordinance.
oh, this is strictly for the golf course?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
any further discussion? Mike?
Me, thank you.
Yes.
How's this going to affect the residents? I mean, cutting that earlier, are they used to it, or
They are used to it. I would turn that over to Keith as warmer.
Keith smiling?
Most of the residents are very used to it. They've always started mowing before 6 o'clock. They generally try to stay out of the populated areas as much as they can, but that's not completely possible all the time. So they do their best, but to get the course properly maintained, you have to be able to cut it in the morning. Dew on the grass, golfers can't play through that. You got to be able to get things ready to go.
How's this going to affect the residents that want to cut their grass at 5:30 in the morning?
We've
know,
been
it's
doing
only
this,
for the
Trustee
golf
Light, we've been
course.
doing this for years. It's just
I know.
cleaning up the ordinance. The residents who live on President and Fullerton, they're fully aware of, this has been going on since we took over the golf course.
They did buy on a golf course, too.
right.
Okay. Okay, I just want to make sure they weren't going to say, well, you know what, they can do it, we can do it now, you know, it's like, oh, okay, perfect.
Any further discussion?
I just have one question.
Mary.
Now, the residents can't be mowing their lawn at, all right, so I
No.
got that straight. All right, thank you.
This is strictly for
Strictly the golf course. All
Okay.
right.
Any further discussion? Roll call vote.
Sorry. I don't remember who I started with the last time.
I don't either.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Pojek?
Yes,
Trustee Schroeder.
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Ordinance number 2019-54 is approved. Number 6 is an ordinance approving and authorizing the execution of the redevelopment agreement by and between V1 North LLC and the Village of Glendale Heights, DuPage County, Illinois. This would be ordinance number 2019-55. Trustee Meritato,
So moved.
Second.
discussion. Roll call vote.
Trustee Meritato?
Yes.
Trustee Pojek?
Yes.
Trustee Schroeder,
Yes.
Trustee Schmidt?
Yes.
Trustee Light?
Yes.
Ordinance 2019-55 is approved. Number 7, an ordinance amending Chapter 2 entitled Village Taxes of Title 3 entitled Finance and Taxation of the Village Code of the Village of Glendale Heights, DuPage County, Illinois, by inserting therein Article K entitled Tax on Purchase of Motor Fuel at Retail. And that is first reading.
Oh, that's right.
Next, we go back to public discussion of agenda items. If there's anyone in the public that wishes to address this board on an agenda item, please step forward. Being none, a motion to adjourn would be in order. Trustee Schmidt.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? This meeting is adjourned and Committee of the Whole is starting right now.
Okay. Thank you. Call to order the Special Committee of the Whole meeting for Thursday on August 8th, 2019. Will the clerk please note who's present?
Noted.
Thank you. Are there any additions to the agenda? Okay, there being none, is there any public comment on any agenda item? Okay. Go to Section B, Zoning Administrator's Recommendations. We have a recommendation to approve sign variances to the following sections. Section 11611C, to allow a wall sign display board or changing sign for an institutional use. Section 11-6-11C1A, to increase the maximum number of permitted signs per street frontage or lot from 1 to 2, and Section 11-6-11C1B, to increase the maximum square footage for institutional use signs from 16 to 28 square feet for Ruskin School located at 1555 Ardmore Avenue. Trustee Pojek?
Trustee Light. Oh, it's not my meeting, it's yours, Bill.
Thank you.
So moved.
Second.
Oh, my gosh.
Is there any discussion? Trustee Light?
Joy, I guess this would be you, correct?
Yes.
As far as the sign going, it's just going up on the wall itself. Brightness, size, shape, which way it's facing. I mean, do we have any control over?
Yes, actually, there is, in your packet, it did describe the location and the size of the sign itself. And we've had discussions with the school, and they're amenable to taking a look at it. They'll install the sign. They have the ability to reduce the brightness as it gets darker out, so it'll be a little bit brighter during the day, and then reduce the brightness in the evening so it's not, doesn't glare as well.
Right, I was just curious on, residents being, consumed by this great, bright light of some sort.
Yes, and the applicant is here and can elaborate a little.
Awesome.
Hi, good evening. Yeah, so this was for Ruskin School. So basically, we were just
Excuse me,
replacing.
could you state your name and address?
I'm sorry,
please?
Johnny with Omega Sign and Lighting in Addison, Illinois. So basically, what we'd be looking to do is there is currently a sign there. It is a manual sign. Basically, just upgrading up to a electronic sign will allow the school to post their messages before school hours for certain people. I mean, the signs they're automatically dimmable, so during the day they'll be a little bit more brighter. At night they'll be less bright.
Okay, that's all I was curious on, exactly how it would affect everybody that's in the area. I know the houses are close over there.
Okay.
That's the only question I had. Automatically dimmable, perfect.
Okay, any further discussion? Clerk Schmidt?
Chester, you did not give a recommendation. You just moved whatever he said. Are you recommending to
Approve it?
send it to the board?
Yeah,
Okay,
no problem.
thank you.
Sorry.
Okay. Thank you. I missed that. Okay. Okay, no further discussion. Trustee Maritata.
This is probably a dumb question, but I mean, they can put whatever they want on that board, right? And
Technically, yes, but they have indicated that it's school information, but they could put lost child or other issues as well.
registrations and.
Right, exactly. They had mentioned during the public hearing that a lot of times they do their best to get the word out that school's closed. Because it's automatic, it's via computer, so they can just type schools closed due to weather restrictions or things like that to help get the word out as quickly and as efficiently as possible.
It would assist them doing it remotely, so they wouldn't have to be on school grounds to actually put a message up there like they would have to do with a manual, so.
Okay. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll move that to the board with a recommendation to concur. Item 2, a recommendation to approve sign variances for the following sections. Section 11-6-11C to allow a display board or changing sign for an institutional use, and Section 11-6-11C1B to increase the maximum square footage for institutional use signs from 16 to 31.4 square feet per side for Blackhawk School located at 2101 Gladstone Drive. Trustee Pojek?
Move it to the board with recommendation.
Second.
Recommendation.
Okay, I have a question.
Trustee, what recommendation?
To concur, I'm sorry.
Thank you. We have a second?
Wait a second.
I
Okay.
have a question.
Discussion?
Is there a reason that the square footage is different for this Blackhawk School sign than it is for Ruskin?
Yes, this is actually a freestanding sign, not a wall sign. So Ruskin is a wall sign, this is a freestanding sign, and it's placed a little further away from the driveway than the other sign.
Okay, so Ruskin is actually going to stay on the building?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Any further?
That was my question.
Okay. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried to the board with a recommendation to concur. Item number 3, a recommendation to approve sign variances to the following sections. Section 11-6-11C to allow a display board or changing sign for an institutional use. Section 11-6-11C1B to increase the maximum square footage for institutional use signs from 16 to 64.6 square feet per side for Marquardt Middle School located at 1912 Glen Ellen Road. Trustee Light.
Move it to the board with a recommendation to concur.
Second.
Any discussion?
This is going to be an extremely large sign, right?
It's actually gonna be.
Because it's going from 16 to 64.
It's actually gonna be the same size as the sign they have now. The electronic display will be a little bit larger size than what they currently have. But the actual overall height and width of the sign will still be the same.
The same?
Yeah.
Aye, thank you.
Okay, further discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that will go to the board with a recommendation to concur. We have no committee recommendations. Okay, so we'll start with discussion regarding 2019 general obligation refunding bonds, Series 2019, a request to proceed. Assume that is Mr. Polling's,
Could that be me?
that's you, okay.
Thank you. Appreciate the opportunity to speak before you tonight. You have a memorandum in your packet from myself regarding the structure and the timing of what we're calling refunding bonds. The size of the issue is just under $24.5 million. The purpose of the bonds are twofold. The first is to refund current 2007, 2009, and 2010 bonds that we have on the books. By refunding, we take advantage of more favorable interest rates. We do not extend the payment term of the bond, so it's not like a mortgage refinancing where you're going back and kind of starting the clock over again. The payment term on the bonds remain the same. The second piece of the bond issue is for the water meter replacement project. The proceeds from that portion of the bond issue would be $2.2 million. The repayment term for that piece would be 15 years. And the estimated annual debt service payment on 15 years is about $195,000 a year. The next benchmark date that we have, as provided by our financial advisor, which is Spear Financial in the city, Chicago, would be August 21st, where we have a credit rating conference call with Moody's Investor Service. This is a customary action. The credit rating agency asks certain questions, financial, economics, demographics of the village, and then they assign a rating to these bonds. We expect the rating to be the same as our current rating, which is AA3, which is very favorable. And at that point, the bonds would move forward for a competitive auction sale conducted by Spear Financial. That would be held on September 5th between 10:15 and 10:30 a.m. in the morning. If you've ever had the opportunity, I'm sure you're all fascinated with bond sales. These bond sales are dormant until about 5 minutes before they end, and then everything just kind of blows up. It's very exciting for us people. So the bond auction happens, the financial advisor's comfortable with the bids that have come in. Then that day, that afternoon, the bond ordinance, the actual award of the bonds, is structured and brought to you that night for consideration and approval. And the closing would take place about 2 weeks after that.
The bonds that we're redeeming, are we paying any premium for calling them early?
We're not calling them early because they're not structured that way. There were bonds. This was the first opportunity to call the 2009, 2010 bonds due. We couldn't do it before this year.
Okay. Trustee Pojek.
Yeah, Bill, what input do you have involved in this? Do you have any say-so, or?
Do I buy them?
No. Or is it strictly the finance?
It's going to be the recommendation of our financial advisor, that's Spear Financial. The bond market presently, Attorney Storino could hopefully concur, is very favorable right now, given the volatility of the stock market. So we feel that we're in a good place to sell these bonds. If something changed, God forbid, we would put it off. We would just not do it. If the market conditions change dramatically, we just hold off.
So that's your option, you can just stop it?
That's the option.
Okay.
Not the day of, but
Right.
certainly very close to the day.
But Dan Forbes from Spear Financial works very closely with Bill and
Right.
advises us accordingly.
You haven't talked to Dan in about 8 years, 9 years now. You'll see him September 5th.
Yeah.
to do the presentation.
Make sure you update the village narrative on the proposal, too.
Yes, sir. I forgot to mention that. The draft that's in your package, rather, was the first draft. It was dated July 25th. That's since been updated. It's August 2nd. I'll be happy to send you out a revised official statement so you can take a look at it.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
All positive.
Okay, any further discussion? Okay, we'll need a motion with a request to proceed. Trustee Light,
Motion to proceed.
is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Green light.
Thank you.
Amendment to the Village Code, smoking regulations.
I'll handle that.
You'll handle that? Okay.
It's gotta go.
Smoking.
So, as everybody's aware, July 1st, state of Illinois moved smoking from 18 to 21 to actually use tobacco. What the law also did was make it not a crime to possess if you're under the age of 21, just to use. Peter, correct me if I'm wrong in any of this. Right. You have to be 21 or over to purchase. Possession under the age of 21 is not a crime. We have to amend our ordinances within the village to make it a local ordinance crime. So conceptually, the idea is, with your approval, and Peter can move forward with it from the attorney's office, is 18, under the age of 17 and under, we're going to make it illegal to possess tobacco, which is how the law currently was as of June 30th. Ages 18 to 20, where they were lawfully able to possess, purchase, and use tobacco on June 30th, we're going to grandfather 18 to 20-year-olds in on the possession side of it, and for 3 years. And we're going to slowly, each year, rotate 20 years old, 19 years old, 18-year-olds out, until 4 years from now, everybody under the age of 21 would then be illegal to possess tobacco, if you follow me conceptually. So I think that's the fairest way to treat the 18-year-olds that are 19-year-olds and 20-year-olds that have been lawfully using tobacco for 1 to 3 years, and not penalize them for their use of it because they have been using it legally. And then to, as the 17-year-olds that are 17 today, they'll be on the right path to be under the age of 21 for the entire time. So if that's conceptually the idea that we're putting forth, Peter can try and figure out how to write that into language in an ordinance.
How does this?
How do you do the establishments? I mean, the stores that are selling the cigarettes. I mean, somebody walks in there. I mean, what is their policy?
This is strictly for the possession. So it's illegal to sell under the age of 21.
Oh,
period.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, change the age of 21 to purchase.
So this has nothing to do with your tobacco sting right now?
No.
That stays the
You
same.
have to be 21 to purchase tobacco.
Right, okay.
Okay.
We're just right now trying to take care of the 18 to 20-year-olds and not make it a crime locally for them, because June 30th it wasn't.
Is this applicable to vaping also?
Yes. Trustee Schroeder.
Oh, thank you.
I'll call on you.
All right, thank you. I just have one problem. I'm not a smoker, but I thoroughly enjoyed smoking. Now, you're penalizing these people under 21. Now, they can go in the Army at 18.
We're not. We're actually taking care of them.
They can't smoke at 18 in a few years.
So the state of Illinois did that. What we're trying to do is actually...
You're just enforcing that law?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right? We have to enforce the under 21, right? What we're suggesting is that we don't penalize the 18 to 20-year-olds for the possession of it.
No, but the ones that are 17 now,
Yep.
all right, will not be able to smoke.
Correct.
All right, until they're 21.
Correct.
My argument is they can go into the service at 18, but they can't smoke.
I don't disagree with you, Trustee Schroeder, but the state of Illinois enacted the law
Oh.
under 21. We can't change that.
No, and I appreciate that, Board. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just arguing with the state of Illinois. I feel like that doesn't make any sense.
I feel your pain.
All right, thank you. Right? Is that right? I mean,
Bank either on the 20 or what?
Okay, do we need a motion to direct the attorneys to?
I think we're all set.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Trustee, yeah, we have it, and I think
Yeah,
Peter
it
is
was-
working toward getting it ready.
Yeah, it was more conceptual, just to kind of get the idea of the board, if you're okay with that. Peter trying to figure out how to say that in the ordinance?
I think you can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make different effective dates for,
I'm sorry?
different effective dates, effective. Okay. Okay, so you're going to do speed enforcement signs also?
Yeah, so with the, a couple things. School starting next week. Kids are going to be out and around, walkers, pedestrians, and, listening to residents at all of our neighborhood meetings and our neighborhood watch meetings and all the community meetings that we go to. One of the single biggest complaints we get from residents, not just in Glendale Heights, but every police department hears the same major complaint of speeding autos and cars driving too fast. So one way that we're trying to tackle that and approach it and get cars to slow down is yard signs. So we have purchased 25 of these yard signs that we're going to go out and meet up with the residents who have called us to talk about speeding autos and to make complaints about autos speeding in their neighborhoods, and go out and meet with them and to place, if they're willing, one of these signs in their parkway or front yard to try and get people to slow down and recognize the sign. Towns around us have been doing this with pretty much this sign. We kind of just borrowed this from them, if you will. And they've had great success at it. So it'll get more signage out in the parkway areas where residents see it and recognize it, and hopefully it gets them to slow down. It gets us interacting more with the residents who are making the complaints, to get us out there and talk to them, and try and work out some other ideas to try and slow vehicles down 24 hours a day. Yes, sir.
Could I get a 4x8 version of that in my yard? I'd be happy with that.
Right?
I mean, put me down for one of those for sure, if not a big one.
Some of the caveats of this is we have 25, right? And we can certainly purchase more if we run out of the 25.
Yes.
But we can't have one every house, right? So some of the caveats we're going to put on this is one per block area, right? So Stevenson's a through street, from Bloomingdale to Schmale. So not just one on Stevenson, but one per section of Stevenson, right? Same with Schubert. We're going to have one of my sergeant, Chris Parsons, who's our sergeant in charge of traffic. His number is 630-909-5446. He's going to be in charge of the signs and putting them out and meeting with the residents, or one of his officers will meet with the residents and keeping track of where the signs are at. Because we need signs spread out throughout the town, kind of equally.
Correct.
And we don't want, 10 signs on one street. So he'll be in charge of that. He'll know that as soon as I get down out of this meeting and tell him. But he'll be in charge of that. Trustee Mercado.
Chief, can I get about 25
Yeah,
of
right.
those signs in Glendale Lakes area?
Right. So I thought we'd run through the first 25 pretty quick. It only took us a few days to get these. So once we get through these 25, we can certainly order more. They weren't that expensive. So we can get more. We don't want to see 100 signs throughout town. That would kind of be a little bit overload. But enough to get people to recognize, to get traffic to slow down, and get people to do it willingly and voluntarily without having to go out there and write a whole bunch of tickets.
The sad part about it, most of the speeders are people that live here.
I can tell you as a matter of fact, on almost every traffic study that we've done, and we've done dozens and dozens and dozens throughout my 32 years here, most people who speed live in the neighborhoods that they're complaining about the speeding. It's just human nature. Just kind of the way it is.
It's a good idea. It's a good, good thing you're doing.
Yeah, we're
great.
trying to help people reduce one of the biggest complaints we get, and through their own volition of helping themselves and helping their neighbors, and us not have to actually go out there and issue tickets. Trustee Schroeder.
I think that's a wonderful sign. I just have one question, because I think people are going to enjoy it. Are you just putting them on the main streets, or are you putting them on the side streets?
No, side streets as well, because we have complaints on side streets as well. Certainly, President Stevenson, Schubert, Gilberto, some of our main thoroughfares that go across town, where there isn't a whole lot of stop signs to control traffic or yield signs to control traffic, but certainly throughout town.
I think you're going to get a lot of calls for those signs. They're really done well, too.
I'm sure we will. We're also working on a more permanent sign to affix to light posts and other adaptable posts in town that would be permanently fixed, and it'd be aluminum or steel. That's actually a pretty cool looking sign. We have a template that got made today. They're a little expensive, though, so we got to work on some funding for that. Mayor?
I think it's great, but I think we need to put in a second order already.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think those 25 are going to last a long time, Doug.
I can do that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Anybody have anything else that they want to bring up? Trustee Light.
Real quick, while we were talking about traffic and stuff like that, Chief, I just wanted to tell you that I was really impressed after leaving our festival, after the fireworks let out, and we had so much traffic congestion. I don't know who placed the officer on Fullerton and Amy there at the stop sign, but it alleviated so much congestion. It was a fantastic thing. I mean, I drive by it every time we leave the festival, and it helped a lot. I mean, I was really impressed with that. I was very happy.
And one of our sergeants, Sergeant Pirtle, took it upon himself to actually just keep traffic moving. So it's obviously something that we're going to do every year from now on.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. That's all I had.
All right, somebody care to make a motion? Trustee Pojek.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Finished.